Could there be anything better than a fantastic zombie anime which fuels your imaginations of scientific experiments gone wrong? Welcome to WatchZilla. Today we are giving you our 13 best zombie animes for you to watch. Zombies, often known as the undead, are revived bodies of the dead human beings whose sole purpose is to eat human beings. Devoid of their soul, zombies are mostly seen in video games and movies. In anime, zombies are represented in different ways, be it zombie girls making their music band or someone becoming a zombie out of obsession. Although tragic, the collapse of human civilization at the hands of a zombie infestation can create some great stories. That's just a grain of sand in a desert full of such fictions. Whether you decide to arm yourself and fight for survival or go crowd surfing in a group of zombies, we can all enjoy a few good zombie anime. Number 13. Giotokyo Fish Attack. Most everyone is familiar with The Walking Dead, but what about The Swimming Dead? South Park may have crab people, but anime has fish zombies. Who is also kind of robots, but that's beside the point. The 75-minute Giotokyo Fish Attack OVA is based on the horror manga of the same name written and illustrated by the popular horror mangaka Junji Ito. It's more drama-focused than the manga, and the ratings show how well that was received by the readers. But if you have never read the manga version, then you can give the movie a shot. It's a bit rushed, but makes for some good semi-horror fun. As the title indicates, instead of human corpses, Tokyo is under attack by incredibly stinky undead fish which are infected by a disease that humans can also contract. In this creative anime, a school of undead fish are causing chaos throughout the city, spreading both an infectious disease and their awful smell. What makes this anime even weirder than the undead fish is the fact that these zombie fish have metal legs that enable them to walk on land. Yikes. It's 70 minutes of utter chaos as fish zombies with robotic limbs flood the town and give people the most extreme version of explosive diarrhea because they actually explode. In the middle of this chaos, a girl named Kaori goes on quest to find her missing boyfriend. Get ready to swim with the fishes. Number 12. Zombie Lone. Don't get too excited by just the name. Zombie Lone features the hottest zombies you will ever see. While these men may be dead, they are hot enough to earn the admiration of chicks. Zombie Lone is the type of show that just seems like an ad for the manga. It catches you initially with concepts like Shinigami Eyes and a badass zombie guy duo. Zombie Lone depicts Machuri's life being turned upside down after joining the team, which kills zombies for a living. Machuri Kita has a curse in the disguise of blessing. She can see the life expectancy of a person. Soon stumbling upon two of his classmates, Chika and Shido, she tries to interrogate them about their life expectancy, but soon finds out that they are already dead. So, the main charm of the show has to be the leads, Chika and Shido. They work for Zombie Lone, where they are promised to keep alive in exchange for slaughtering the undead. Sometimes they're badasses, and other times they're just these cartoony goofs messing around. Finding out her quirk, she was forced to join the team to help them in their work. Essentially, Zombie Lone ends up being more about fighting pretty normal zombies rather than zombies doing zombie things. The action scenes aren't too frequent as the show ends just when it starts to get good, but you can still get a few kicks out of it. Number 11. The Empire of Corpses. In an alternate 18th century England, scientist Victor Frankenstein discovers a method of reanimating a corpse. When his creation gets destroyed, another method of reanimating corpses is discovered, paving the way for using reanimated corpses in manual labor in the 19th century. Set in 19th century Europe where corpses are reanimated for slave labor, as you can imagine, things don't stay peaceful. Following Frankenstein's invention, living corpses start to be mass-produced. The protagonist of the movie brings back his friend and tries out whether he could ever truly be alive again. However, unlike Victor's method, this newer method isn't able to return the corpse's soul back to the body. But then it's kind of pulled a Tokyo Ghoul and made the canvas a bit too big for the picture. Suddenly we have wars going on, dozens of characters and tons of locations. However, this zombie anime movie does feature some fun cameos from historical characters like Ulysses Grant and John Watson. John Watson, a medical student, is later tasked by the British government to obtain Frankenstein's notes on reanimating a corpse with a soul. The unique and interesting plot, as well as the characters who are based on historical and popular literary figures, makes the Empire of Corpses interesting and fun to watch. So, if you have 2 hours to kill and want to be visually amazed and not so much intellectually wowed, definitely give the Empire of Corpses a watch. Number 10. Helsing Ultimate. Helsing is a zombie anime, a vampire anime, a military anime, a horror anime. In short, it has everything. In Helsing, vampire Alucard and the Helsing organization fight everything that goes bump in the night. With England in danger from zombie-like ghouls and other supernatural creatures, the Helsing organization protects the people. From zombies, to Nazi zombies as well as other things like vampires and stuff. And let's be honest, you watch this show for two main reasons. First, the action. It's gory, there's a cigarette smoke and blood flying everywhere, hundreds of bad guys, the literal power of God and anime on one side and so on. The other reason is Alucard. Not only does Helsing have an army, but the gunslinging Alucard. He's not your typical hero type though. He's not really doing it because he wants to help humankind or anything. This sly demon spawn honestly carries the show, to an extent. Alucard serves the Helsing organization after he was bested by the former leader, Van Helsing. His laid-back demeanor coupled with his overpowered nature and ruthless combat just makes for some quality entertainment. As the supernatural threats increase, there seems to be a new force behind the ghouls. Number 9. Tokyo Ghoul. If you're not very strict about what constitutes as a zombie, then definitely watch Tokyo Ghoul. It follows the journey of a normal, quiet 18-year-old college student named Ken Kaneki. He's quiet and likes to read. The action was crisp, and the moral dilemmas of Kaneki were very interesting. His life is turned upside down after a near-death accident from which he is saved by receiving an organ transplant from a ghoul. The transplant transforms him into a human-ghoul hybrid who must now eat human beings to live. Now part ghoul, he must accustom to his new body. This is a bit of a stretch since zombies are brainless beasts with a hunger for flesh, but ghouls are sentient and intelligent while needing the occasional snackies to sustain themselves. Ken must figure out how to preserve his humanity while hiding the fact that he is now a ghoul. Unlike your regular flesh-eating zombies, ghouls try to live normal lives in society, making the audience sympathize for them and sometimes take their side. Luckily for Ken Kaneki, ghouls that manage a coffee shop can teach him to deal with his new life. Still, a zombie is just one brain away from being a ghoul. If you have somehow not watched it before, make sure to at least go through the first season. Number 8. Gungrave. For about half of the series, Gungrave is about a mafia-type organization, but after some various circumstances, it finally shifts to a zombie anime. Based on a popular third-person shooting game, Gungrave is a serious anime show that focuses on the main character's path to revenge. Being produced by Big Daddy Madhouse, you already know the level of quality you can expect here. Brando Heat isn't allowed to rest in peace after being murdered by his friend and former partner in crime, Harry McDowell. When his best friend kills the hero of the show, Brandon Heat, he returns as a zombie-like creature who plans to take revenge. Resurrected as a near-invincible zombie-like being through a cutting-edge medical process, Brandon fights for revenge on those who have wronged him. He now lives to get back at the best friend who betrayed him and the syndicate he used to be part of while killing fellow undead on the side. He is seen killing other undead and is also planning a way to avenge his murder. Yet there are anime zombies like him on the other side, making his journey all the more perilous. The reanimated Grave seeks vengeance against those that wronged him, all the while fighting superhuman zombies as well as people. The action holds up extremely well for something made in 2003. Number 7. Is this a zombie? Who says zombies can't be cross-dressers? Or wield chainsaws? Or break dance? Most zombie fans think of being undead as a disability. Usually in zombie shows you have a few people being chased by zombies from every side, right? Well, how about we have a zombie chased around by cute girls of varying powers from every side? That's this show, basically. It is far from a thriller or an action-packed don't tell anyone you got bit type of a zombie show. Core wa Zombie Desu Ka? Is a zombie anime that takes many liberties with the nature of zombies, injecting a heavy dose of magic and other mythological creatures into the storyline. Not only is this show about zombies, but it is a comedy that makes it distinctive from some of the other anime series on this list. If you are in the mood for a solid zombie comedy, this is it. The show revolves around Ayumu, who is tragically murdered by a serial killer. However, then an adorable magical girl necromancer resurrects him, but then he is killed once again. However, the girl's powers help him come back as a zombie. He and the girl must be cautious because there is also a demon which is after Ayumu. The show has 2 seasons and some OVA. You'll know by the first episode how you feel about it. Number 6. Corpse Princess. If she breathes, then she's a human being with valid emotions. Or at least, that is the question that the show tackles. Corpse Princess displays one's resurrection as a zombie to fulfill revenge, driven by a strong determination. This fantasy anime show is based on how Makina Hashimaru, who was once a princess, was killed alongside her family but has been revived. Makina's family was brutally slaughtered by a secret undead organization. To avenge her family, she makes a contract with a priest named Kaisei, and she resurrects as a Shikabanheim whose only purpose is to kill the zombies. You see, in this world there are Shikabanheim, living corpses brought back from the dead because they held on to regret during their life. Makina lacks the scary looks of zombies, but make no mistake, she is undead. Even though she doesn't look like a zombie and wouldn't deign so low as to much on a brain, Makina Hashimura is indeed a reanimated corpse. She has been tasked to kill 108 other corpses that have been revived so that she can join her family in heaven. She also sets out to get revenge on the perpetrator that murdered her. Makina kills other living corpses with 2 Mach 11 machine pistols. But soon, Kaisei's brother Aori finds himself entangled in the series of events related to Makina, the Shikabane. With a female character taking the lead, Corpse Princess is a great show with lots of action and an interesting storyline. Number 5. School Live. You'd be forgiven skipping over this anime because you didn't realize it was about zombies. This show's animation is so cute that it's hard to believe it's a zombie show at first. It does a pretty good job being deceptive about it at first glance. It's not that surprising, however, as the Japanese animation industry's take on the zombie genre often deviates from the West's. It actually ends up being one of the better zombie apocalypses shows out there despite rarely having anything to do with zombies. When you watch the first episode and see cute schoolgirls doing cute things, but then eventually learn that they're the only survivors of their school in a post-apocalyptic zombie world, School Live can feel a little dissonant. It is about friendship, survival, and placing bets on when that fragile delusion the main character has going on is going to shatter and all hell is going to break loose. It does a great job mixing pure beach episode, pet chazzing, adorable shenanigans and are these people okay, or what is life tropes, making for a very refreshing experience. For some characters, it's a bit harder to adjust to their new deadly situation. But no worries, with a MAL score of 7.68, entertainment is guaranteed. When a group of teenage girls barricade themselves in their high school after zombies overrun their city, they deal with this new reality in a variety of ways. Watch these cute girls try to maintain some normalcy while they try to outlast the zombie apocalypse. There might not be any gravity-defying boob physics. But it is definitely worth a watch. Number 4. Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress is an alternative version of Attack on Titan you never knew existed. It isn't described as steampunk Attack on Titan with zombies for nothing. Instead of titans, people are terrified about getting eaten by zombies. The comparison between the two shows stems from the fact that the people on Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress are kept safe from the Cabane by fortress-like stations and massive walls. Cabane are human-eating monsters that emerged from a mysterious virus during the Industrial Revolution. This species of zombies has steel-covered hearts that resist the blows of human weapons. The only way to kill them is by destroying their steel-coated hearts. Humanity has survived by building a wall around their habitation, where the only way to enter is by a heavily armored train which can pierce their hearts. One day, a steam locomotive hijacked by the Cabane crashes into one of the stations. Ikoma, a young man with a dream to fight those monsters using the trains, will come sooner than he expected. The young engineer, Ikoma, creates a piercing gun that he believes will kill the Cabane, the first step in taking back their island. Unlike the trope of the genre, if you get bitten by a Cabane there's a small chance to resist a virus and become a hybrid called Cabaneri. Number 3. Sunday Without God. Sunday Without God is a fantasy, mystery, supernatural anime about a world where humans can no longer procreate or die. It's set in a world where God undeniably exists, however, he decides to beat Nietzsche to the punch and just abandons humans. What does this mean? The idea is that God abandoned his creations and then left behind gravekeepers, being with the ability to help the living dead find rest. God has abandoned the word, meaning that no new lives are born, and even worse, the lives that depart the living world to pass on don't. There's no longer a heaven nor a hell, so people just kind of hang around, cursed to endless damnation. Neat. The versions of zombies in this show are different than the conventional versions, but they operate the same for the most part. Anyone that dies still exists, without any signs of decay. These undead wander Earth without ever getting rest. There are only a few beings that can give their souls rest: the gravediggers, who are the focal point of the story. Only gravediggers such as I have the ability to help these mostly harmless undead reach their final rest. You can't tell me that synopsis doesn't sound amazing. I is the protagonist, and she is a young protagonist who helps an immortal gunslinger learn the truth of their world and help the living dead rest. The series is quite short, however, and unfortunately the world is not explored as much as most would have liked it to be. But it is a joy to watch nevertheless. Number 2, Sankaria, Undying Love. Sankaria, Undying Love illustrates the consequences of crossing the fine line of obsession into the world of insanity. It follows the unique story of a boy who has always been fascinated by zombies and ends up with a zombie girlfriend. Chihiro Furuya cannot think of living his life devoid of everything zombie. Chihiro rejects the idea of burying his dead cat and moving on. Ever since childhood, Chihiro has maintained a fascination with zombies, so he attempts to resurrect his pet by creating a potion. He is so much into the world of zombies that he wants her girlfriend to be a zombie. Soon, he notices a girl named Rei Sanka screaming out a regretful life as a human, listening to which he asks if she is interested in leaving human life. The stressed-out high school student Rei joins him, but life's pressures get to her. Thinking of a way to die, she agrees, but after drinking the potion given by him, she was unexpectedly turned into a zombie. Rei does not need flesh to survive. Since the concoction she drank included the hydrangea flower, she can instead eat the leaves of the plant. With no place to return, she lives with Chihiro, whose dream has come true, while Rei fulfills her unfulfilled wishes. Sankaria features a beautiful storyline that captures the highs and lows of love and how every love relationship goes through several trials. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1, High School of the Dead. Now it is time for the best zombie anime series you can get, High School of the Dead. How unfortunate it is that the best zombie series set in the zombie apocalypse comes with a huge insurmountable amount of fan service. Though the popularity of High School of the Dead has much to do with its excessive fan service, this zombie anime also serves up classic zombies at every turn. If you can look past it, it is an okay story of survival. Although most zombie-type shows don't do much in terms of plot, High School of the Dead really nails it home. This has much to do with its serious plot, exciting turn of events, and its similarity to Western zombie TV shows and movies that are popular today. But once you get over that, oh boy. As the title implies, the story follows 5 high school students, plus 2 more characters, as they work together to get to safety after their high school gets overrun by zombies. Takashi bands together with the remaining humans of his high school to survive in a zombie apocalypse. Not only must they fend off flesh-hungry corpses, but also other people who have lost all sense of morals. Some friendly survivors do not make it out of the high school. Takashi has to kill his best friend as he turns into a zombie. The cast is interesting enough, with a gun nut, a bloodthirsty babe, a tsundere and so on. Beautiful animation and thrilling action make this the best choice for a zombie anime. The show's fan service can be excessive at times, but the gore and violence more than make up for it. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchZilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.